Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Caticus. So I'm just making a video while I walk around in a mall in China, just to get some exercise partly, but also because I haven't done a video in such a long time. And I also haven't posted a video in a long time. So this video isn't really about anything that's usually on my channel. It's just some walking along and some talking, and maybe when I edit the video I'll put some of my own music in it or something. I don't know, but I feel like it's been a long time coming. Honestly, I'm so out of practice, and I've kind of let my life get out of hand in the sense of letting my negative emotions dictate what I do and I don't do, and that's something that I'd really like to get control of again. So this video is going to be an interesting test of will, because it's not the kind of content that I put on my channel, which there's that voice in my head like, will the people that are subscribed to my channel like the kind of content that I put up, and is this video good enough for the channel? But the fact is, it is YouTube, it's me tube, it's our tube, right? And considering how corporate everything's got with all of these YouTubers that have, sponsorships and so on and such forth, that it's become a place where it's more about channels with millions of views a month and such, and less about people like you and I that just make videos for the sake of it. I think that my fear of not living up to people's expectations of my content has made it hard for me to post things, and I'd like to just make this video for the sake of making it. I'm getting exercise by walking around. As you can see, I've gained a lot of weight over time, but I'm getting exercise by walking around, and I'm exercising my will, which is to make a video for the sake of making a video, and then to take the next step of posting it, even in the face of all the fear that I have that nobody who watches my channel will appreciate or care about this video. It doesn't matter if I get 0 views. What matters is that I start getting back in the habit of making videos. I have a plethora of new gear that I would have liked to have made review videos about, but I just never got around to it, or I made them, but I didn't post them, I didn't edit them, I didn't put them together, and all of that is, it's all a symptom of a problem that's going on internally that I need to get control of again. So hi everybody, it's been a long time, it's been a long time coming. I hope that everybody's doing well, and I hope you're all happy and safe, as like one of my favorite YouTubers often says in his videos. I don't know, let me know in the comments what's going on in your life. What are you doing these days? If you're a subscriber to my channel for music gear related content, then by all means tell me what's new in your world, in your studio, and what kind of software or hardware you're using to make music. If you have links to your music on any like sort of service like Spotify or anything like that, post that down there too. I'd love to give it a listen. I'd love to know what other people are also creating, and I don't care whether you are the kind of music producer who makes things that millions of people listen to a month, or the kind of producer who makes music that only one listener per month listens to. I find that oftentimes there's a lot of really good music that is just under everyone's radar because it's not part of the system that pushes only certain music to the front and lets everything else languish in the land of no listens. And I don't know about you, but I don't make music to make money off of. I've actually never withdrawn any of the money that my music has ever made. It's just sitting there, the whole like $3 last time I looked, because it's never been about that, and I've never pushed it because it's never been about that. It's just about making music for the sake of expressing myself. I've made more music recently, since the last time I posted a video, but I haven't put it up on any of the music services. I've just made it and then kept it with the plan of releasing a new album, but not releasing a new album. That's also something I'd like to get a hold of, but I am taking things one step at a time. And the first step is to make a YouTube video for the sake of making a YouTube video where I just walk around in the mall and talk to you. Now, I'm going to turn the camera around and let's have a look at what a Chinese mall is like. Please take in a note, it is the middle of Tuesday, so they're not usually this dead, but it's kind of fun to see liminal spaces where it looks like there should be thousands of people, but there's actually just dozens. So let's have a look. If I can turn around, face track enabled. I don't know how to get it to turn around. Well, maybe I can't get it to turn around. Hold on, let's see. I'm sorry, I can't get the camera to turn around. I thought it was a double click with a button in the middle, but it's not. Who knows? Yeah, it'd be good if I learned how to use the tech that I purchased. This is actually being filmed on a little DJI Osmo that I got for the sake of, I figured maybe if I had some different hardware, it would motivate me to make videos. And it's been months since I bought it. But I mean, since the last time I made a video in June, my apartment burned down. Or not burned down, but we had an electrical fire in my apartment and it burned absolutely everything. Unfortunately, I lost all 4 of my cats in that. That was devastating. All my gear survived. That's crazy cool. Yeah, it was a lot of a change. And this little camera survived that. And then my daughter borrowed it, and for months, nobody knew where it was. Every time I asked, I brought it home, it's not there, I brought it home. And now that I have it back, it's part of the reason why I decided I would use it to make this video, is because I've got a renewed sense of appreciation or gratitude for having it. It's pretty neat to be able to make this kind of video. Wow, that is cool. I wish I could turn this stupid camera around. How do I turn it? Oh, there we go. 3 clicks. Okay, check this out. You see, this is the 2nd floor, and then there's a kid playing on a net here with just like a bouncy net that's hovering over the 1st floor where people walk and their stores and stuff. That is crazy. There's this gigantic play area. You can like climb all these rope ladders and stuff. You can climb all these rope ladders. I don't know if it's translating very well to video, but this is insane. Just, there's this big funnel thing. Let's see if I can get it. It's too high. Yeah, there we go. There's this big funnel thing that they can play inside, and then they can fall down the center of it into here. Wow, that is insane. That is insane. Wow. That's cool. Okay. So let's go over here and walk down the hall. I apologize for the really janky, like poorly tracked video, but at least now you can see this is a Chinese mall. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. Just walking in this music store with guitars and drum sets, so they have lessons and stuff here. That is neat. Maybe I can learn how to use synthesizers. All right. Let's see if this thing can track where I'm going. Yeah, okay, it's doing an alright job. Yeah, do a little loop here. I don't know what this is. I guess it kind of looks like a place to like read books and stuff. I don't know. Let's go this way. Yeah, it's doing a good job of tracking. So that's an extension of, oh, this is Haidilao. Oh, butcher, 谢谢啊。谢谢你啊。这是海底捞哈。Cool. Cool. 回见啊。That's cool. It's a really well-known restaurant for hot pot. The service in there is freaking awesome. I used to take my kids there, and they'd always give them like a bundle of toys, and it's cool. They have like endless noodles for your hot pot and stuff. Very cool. Nice place. Boom Planet. Okay, that's where the kids enter this little play area. Wow, that play area is insane. That is insane. Look at that. It goes all the way up to the 3rd floor up here. Wow. I wish I was a kid again. Or I wish my kids were that young so I could go in there and play with them. You can do that if you have children. Might be a little bit strange if a middle-aged man just goes in there on his own to start playing like a crazy person. Yeah, all right. So a bunch of hair salons. All right, that's cool. There's a well-known a store called Hot Max. I don't know if that's a thing in the West or not. I've been in China for the last 20 years, but it's a great place to get brand name like chips and sodas and things like that, and the prices are quite all right. Here's an arcade. That's cool. Little arcade in there. Check that out. Wow. That's cool. So many of those like gacha machines. That's such a thing now, huh? Gacha everything. Spend a whole bunch of money to get nothing. Here's the Hot Max. If I weren't trying to lose weight, I'd have to go in there and grab a Coke or something. Nope. Let's go upstairs and see what the third floor has to offer. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I don't know if this video is going to be super boring, but I mean, heck, if you like just leaving something going in the background and listening to somebody talk about nothing at all, then I'm your man. New Jinwu Kung Fu. So they teach Kung Fu here. That is so cool. I'd love to study Kung Fu. That would be awesome. You can learn weapons and stuff like that. Oof, insane. That's insane. Whoa, I know Kung Fu. Toy store. Man, gacha is the name of the game. You buy the box and you don't know what's inside. That's insane. Crazy. I would go in, but I don't know if they're sensitive to filming in the store, and I'd rather not be told. I suppose it's better, what do they say? It's better to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission, but I don't know. I'm all about not making people do a low-paying job feel like they have to do something they don't want to do, which is tell people not to do things in their store. I know it makes them just as uncomfortable as it makes us to hear it, you know? I would feel uncomfortable if I had to tell people not to do things. I don't have that righteous sense of injustice or some like prerequisite for justice that you have to follow the rules, blah, blah, blah. What am I talking about? I have no idea. Oh, another little arcade thing. There's a bunch of like arcade gambling machines. I don't know how these guys do it, but they sit there and play all day and win a bunch of coins. And I think somehow they profit off of it, but I do not know how. I do not know how. That's their little secret. That's cool. Check that out. It's insane. It's a full-on arcade. That's cool. Huh. Neat. Okay, let's continue our walk through the mall. Wow, look at this thing, huh? Put on a VR helmet, sit on this little spaceship thing, and do some kind of ride. Looks like you can play with it. Oh no, that's for making things. I don't know what the price is for this. 119 kwai for two times cards. So basically 60 yuan to play once, probably 15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes. And that's about I don't know, $8. $8 to play for 15 minutes. It's not super unreasonable, but I've got VR at home. I don't have that big spaceship thing, but yeah. That's cool. Trampoline place. Oh, I'd love to go play on trampolines. Bounce around. But again, it's the name of the place is Fun Kids, and that might be kind of weird. Yes, can I play too? I'm trying to learn more of the, oh, what a little cutie. I'm trying to learn more of the, like, ideology of if I'm not hurting anybody, then I shouldn't be so concerned with what everybody thinks. But it's hard to go from a life of being worried that I appear, like, weird or strange to others, or that I'm making them uncomfortable with just existing. And it's hard to change from that mentality to the mentality of if it's not harming anybody, then it's fine. Just live your life. I'm working on it. Check out these fish. Hello, fishes. Look at that, they're all coming, the koi fish. Wow, that's so cute. So pretty. Nice. Nice. Wow, that's cool. Hello, koi fish. I'm not going to feed you. They all come to the glass because you can pay money to get like basically a baby bottle full of fish food, and then you can hold it to the water and they'll come up and start eating the food out of the baby bottle. So they think I'm going to feed them. Sorry, I'm not going to. I'm going to continue walking. Neat. This whole floor seems dedicated to like kids' crafts and things like that. That is very cool. Look at this dinosaur. Damn. I'm trying to get that. There we go. Look at this dinosaur. That's insane. That's so cool. Yes, I want to make that and take it home, please. By the way, can you please order me a van to get home? Oh, there's the rabbits and stuff here. The little chinchilla and the cage down here. The chinchilla just sitting there. Another bunch of bunnies up here. There we go. I'll get a handle of this. And then there's, it's like, wow, that one hamster is very brutal towards the other ones. Territorial. They're not social creatures as far as I know, so putting them together like that might be asking for trouble. Cute. Man, I miss the days when my kids were small and had questions about everything and wanted to go for walks with me and hold my hand and looked up to me. And now they're teenagers and they're like, ugh, whatever, Dad, about everything. Actually, it's cool. My older daughter, who is turning 18 this year, her and I have kind of opened up a new chapter in our relationship. So we went through tough times where she was upset every time I had to, for example, give her rules and things about phone use and things, to now the kind of relationship where she has an understanding that I have her best interests in mind. And she likes to watch movies with me, and we went to a club last night and hung out with her friends, and then I did a bunch of freestyle outside while these dudes were listening to a Bluetooth speaker. It was awesome. It was awesome. It's been a long time since I freestyled in public. Yeah. But yeah, it's cool to open that kind of new chapter in my life where I have a new, in a way I'm not used to, relationship with my older daughter. The kind of relationship where we're more on equal terms mentally and with more equal understanding of the way the world is and the way things work. So we have more similar views about things, or we can talk about more grown-up matters about money or friends or whatever. And I can have that kind of dialogue with my older daughter. My younger daughter's still more concerned with her own life, and she's a super heavy gamer, which is, I wonder if she got that from me. I love video games, if you don't know. I love computer games and such. So yeah, that kind of rubbed off on my younger daughter. Yeah. But anyway, what am I talking about? Just meandering, you know. Here's a liminal space. It's just, basically it would be a store, but it's it's just, why? There's some dinosaurs over here, and then an elephant, of course, yeah, and a zebra, of course. It's, yeah, that's usually how it goes when you walk into malls, and a giant sun, yeah, of course. Whoopsies. There we go, and me. Yeah, giant sun over there, and then, I don't know. Oh, and then we got some lions over here, or a lion and an ibis or whatever it's called. Yeah, why? I don't know. Oh yeah, and then this guy who's wearing a sci-fi suit and hanging over an avatar-looking chasm. Is that, totally looks like Luke Skywalker, right? Right there, that looks like Luke Skywalker, but just a little too shadowy to not infringe on copyright. Lol. Funny. Where's Luke? He's on Pandora. What the hell is that? I don't know, sir. I don't know. When universes collide. Let's continue our walk here. If you're wondering why another reason why I'm just taking the time to make this video, it's because I am waiting for my wife to get her hair nutritioned or something. I don't know. Check this out. You pay money to drive little caterpillars and pick up little gotcha balls, and I guess if you pick them up, you get to keep them. So that's a neat idea. And then on the wall there are these things that you can paint, and you sit here and paint them. And the remote controls for those caterpillars are these little cute seats with joystick and buttons on them. Ha, that's cool. If I were a little kid, like if I were to go back in time to my little kid self, I would be begging my mom to go in there and play. Hello. I'd be begging my mom to go in there and play. And then you've got more martial arts here. That's cool. So you can learn to probably kickbox. It looks like kickbox. Full body punching bags like that there. I'm just assuming though, Wudao, Aojing Wudao. Maybe not kickboxing. Aojing Wudao, I don't know what that means. It's probably the brand name, not the martial arts style. Let's keep going. What can we find, and how's my battery doing? Looks like we're okay. You know, I actually quite like videos on YouTube where a person just talks about whatever, like a long video about a synthesizer or a long video about some subject matter or whatever. I enjoy it when it's just kind of like a journey that I can sit and close my eyes and just let my mind wander, or I can watch and see if it's interesting what they're talking about or showing. I kind of doubt that this is as interesting as I would hope it would be, but again, it's a start. My content, this kind of meandering content, might get more and more interesting as I get more practice. When I'm not walking around on what apparently is the floor for children, but hey, toys are fun, so whatever. Once I finish here, I'll go back down to the first floor. There's a bunch of electronics stores. You'd be impressed by the number of stores that are dedicated to the brands of like Chinese electronics brands. For example, Xiaomi is gigantic. It is such a gigantic brand. It's so much more than just cell phones now. I mean, they make cars and SUVs. They make full-on computers, they make smartphones and things like that. They don't make synthesizers, unfortunately. That would be really cool. But one of the things I really like about that brand is that even their lower-priced products are quite decent quality, which means that it's kind of like it's offering things that are similar to stuff that we would pay over $1,000 for, like smartphone or whatever, in the West. We're so used to paying so much for things like iPhone and Samsung, things like Apple products and Samsung products. They're quite expensive. Whereas it seems like the ideology of Xiaomi is to offer something for everybody. So of course they have their ultra phones and their ultra PCs and their ultra tablets, but they also have really nice stuff that is, you know, $1,000 cheaper. Instead of $1,200 or $1,300, it's $200 or $300. Look at this, another liminal space. Man, I have a really hard time with that word. Liminal, subliminal. There we go. If I speak slowly and clearly, I can enunciate my words and avoid that problem. Oh, yeah, in the middle of this, like the whole floor dedicated to children's stuff, there is a furniture store. That's cool. It's interesting because I will actually need to get all new furniture for our place. We're currently having it redecorated, and then I'll have to get a sofa and stuff. Holy smokes, this sofa here is, what is it, 10,200 yuan. So how much is that? Well, that's a couple $1,000. Well, it's almost $2,000. But it's leather. It's a leather sofa for almost $2,000. It's got electronic controls and everything. Oh, that is cool. Look at that. Nice buttons in here. Nice. Nice. I'm trying to show you the thing opening and closing. Here we go. It's nice. I will not be getting another electronic sofa because our plugs are around the wall, of course. So I had a power bar plugged in over there in my apartment going to under the sofa, and when the power bar went up, the sofa just turned into kindling and it was unquenchable. I had to get out of the house because it was all black smoke. I almost didn't get out. But here I am, still alive, still walking, still making YouTube videos with no point. Well, I mean, I don't usually make pointless ones, to me at least. They usually have a bit more direction and a bit more of a focus than this. But that doesn't matter. I'm Walter Cronkite. Let me tell you the news. Okay, I got another kind of arcade style thing, far more focused towards children. This air hockey table that's way too short for me to play. A little playground in there. That's neat. That is cool. I look at all this stuff from the perspective of like when I was a father with 2 younger daughters, and I miss the days when I used to take them to these places and play, and I regret the days that I was too tired to go and play with them when I just wanted to sit there and play with my phone instead of running around and chasing my children. And now I look back on that, I'm just like, ugh. I would trade so many of my days now for a single day of giving them my time at that stage. But hey, I will be a grandfather in the next 10 years probably. So I have that to look forward to. It'll all happen again. I'll have the chance to be the source of learning about the world and stupid dad jokes and all of that. Pachinko machines. That's funny. They're very simple pachinko machines. Not the complex Japanese style ones. Okay, here we are in a food court. Food. I like food. So here we are. This one's cool. You just choose a couple of sides and a couple of main dishes and Bob's your uncle. Oh, some of this food looks super delicious. I've been controlling my diet for the last quite a long time, trying to shift it from garbage food that my body craves and into things that aren't, a time bomb going off in my body. So I look at all this stuff and I'm like, oh, how nice it would be to just sit there and eat until I'm full. But yeah, I have the greater goal of getting my health back in order. So yeah, I can look and I don't need to touch, if you know what I mean. I don't have to eat it just because it looks absolutely delicious. This is cool. I mean, they obviously went out of business, but this is a self-serve hot pot. So you'd get a hot pot container down here that'd be bubbling and boiling with your own choice of the whatever broth is boiling inside, whatever seasonings. And then around this conveyor belt here would be things that you just take off and dump it in there, and then you just put the empty bowl right there, and at the end you'd pay for however many bowls of things you had in your hot pot. There are still quite a lot of these going in the place I live in China, which is Tianjin. Oh my gosh, the view outside the window is gorgeous. Check this out. Wow, that's so pretty. I'm kind of in the outskirts of Tianjin. So Tianjin's a relatively large city, not by Chinese standards, but by, the standards that I grew up with. You're looking at about altogether 20 million people living in the city. If you look up the official numbers, it's less. It'll be like 14 or 15, but of course there are tons of migrant workers that are here doing jobs like street sweeping or construction and whatnot. So the actual number's a lot higher. But yeah, it doesn't look like as big of a city as it actually is from here because we are very much on the outskirts. But you can see even this like rural part of the city that I'm in is, by Western standards, quite dense. right across the street, those nicer places are actually villas. So each one is like separately owned by a person, and they're quite nice inside. I've been in. I used to teach people who had these kinds of villas, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you gotta come to the villa. We'll cook for you, and you can play there and hang out with the kids." And yeah, it was awesome. You'd see the whole inner yard is beautifully landscaped, and they'll have a pool and stuff like that. Yeah, pretty neat. Yep, it's a rainy day today. It's kind of neat. You can almost see like the color of sunlight coming in from an angle against the gray cloud, like dark gray clouds in the distance. That's my favorite kind of light, especially when it's more pronounced. Like imagine from behind us, the sun is shining. It's almost evening here, or it is evening. So the sun is still up, but you can't see it because it's cloudy. But imagine that it's not as cloudy behind us, and so the sun is shining in through at this angle with the evening sun on this kind of perspective, but with the dark clouds in the background like that. That's my favorite. I don't know, my favorite environment to give me it gives me a really special kind of emotional, I don't know how to explain it, like being in a world full of magic sort of feeling. I quite like that kind of environmental condition. Sometimes I don't have a very natural way of saying things. Yeah. All right, let's keep walking. Keep on walking. I'm walking here. All right, now where are we going? Where are we going? We've got a coffee place here. Sounds delicious. What's this over here? The restaurant. Looks good. Looks like all kinds of spicy food. Ah, Korean hot pot. That's cool. You get your like meats and things, and they put them on this, and they turn the flume on, and it sucks all the like smoke and stuff up, and you just take off what you're going to eat as you eat it. It is quite delicious. It's very yummy. Go straight, camera. Go straight, camera. Hi. I very much love living in China. I can literally just go up to anybody and start talking to them, and they're not, like, they don't feel a sense of danger or like, is this guy crazy or does this guy want to cheat me or something like that. There's none of that kind of apprehension between people. They'll just start talking to you, and oftentimes that's how I learn more Chinese, or how I improve my Chinese. 热不热？热。这里好吃吗？
好吃啊！
好吃。
你们吃不了的辣，有辣的。
我能吃辣，我可以吃辣啊，挺喜欢吃辣。再见美女，拜拜。好。Nice woman. I was asking, is this place, is the food here good? She said, it's good. And then she's like, you probably can't handle spicy. I said, oh, I can totally handle spicy. Yeah. I said, I can totally handle spicy. I love spicy. I love spicy food. And I said, goodbye, beautiful lady. It's very common in China. They don't consider it like an act of, well, I don't know, some kind of assault on their whatever hood, to call girls like beautiful girl or beautiful woman. It's just a very casual way to greet a woman, or for a guy, like handsome guy. Maybe not so common between men to say that to each other, but especially with younger generations, it's not completely unheard of, because people aren't so worried about maintaining the outward appearance of being completely and 100% heterosexual. They just don't care, so you can say that between, how's it going, handsome guy, or whatever. Anything, whatever. There's a movie theater. That's cool. I really do apologize for just my rambling, but that's kind of the way my brain works when I'm not making a video about a specific topic. I'm gonna go back downstairs. Let's go to the first floor. Hello. Bonjour. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too.
Oh, nice to meet you too.
Yeah, 不错. What's your name? 叫什么名字?
My name is 我不知道。
你的名字是我不知道，好奇怪的。你妈妈给你起的 Hello, my name is 我不知道。高兴认识你，我不知道。Goodbye. Nice kid. The conversation kind of went like, he just walked up to me and said, "Can I shake your hand?" I said, "Of course." And I shook his hand and I said, "Nice to meet you." And then he's trying to figure out how to say "nice to meet you too." Probably the like anxiety pressure of not knowing what to say at the right moment. And then I said, "What's your name?" And he said, "My name is 我不知道," which means I don't know in Chinese. And then I said, "Nice to meet you, 我不知道." Yeah, I like joking around with people. Yeah, and I still have dumb, stupid, silly humor, so it works well with kids. Not so much with my family, unfortunately. They've seen it all. Got nothing new, folks. Nothing new. Nothing new. Same show, same time. You don't like it? Watch another show. All right, so here we are at a floor that has a bunch of the branded stores that I was talking about. So this is the Xiaomi store. I really like Xiaomi stuff, as I've just said. I'm currently using an Oppo phone, because I like their newest Fold. Here's a Huawei store. Might have seemed like they were going to die after the American government put a complete ban on them selling in America and buying like Qualcomm 5G chips and stuff. It really did seem like it would be the end of Huawei, but nope. Huawei doubled down and focused on their own domestic market, and oh, they make some really nice stuff. They are Chinese Apple, basically, but not quite Apple prices. Oh, look at that TV in there. Holy smokes. That's a nice TV. 22,000. Yeah. 22,000. Oof, that's a nice TV. That's another thing I have to get as a new TV because mine went up in the fire. It melted completely. Huh. Wow, that's nice. 85 inches, 22,000, so basically $3,000. And it's, I guess it's a micro LED. Yeah, it's a micro LED. That's really nice. If you don't know, I'm a big fan of electronics, so yeah. This is their folding phone that's kind of a passport style. They were the first ones to do it, and now Samsung and reportedly Apple and also Google are doing passport style foldables, which is great because you get more like screen, you know, with a lot of foldables, because of the perspective, you know, the phone is a square. It means that things like YouTube videos and stuff are basically the same size as they are on a slab phone because they aren't formatted by a one-by-one perspective. Vivo makes some really nice camera phones, really, really nice camera phones. Arguably some of the best color science in every brand. You can get your Samsung store. Oh, yes. Yes. Ah, this is their new one. Their new Galaxy Z Fold 8. Same price as the one before. There's the Fold 8 Ultra. Okay, that's cool. Wow, that is cool. Nice. Oh, pretty thin too. 你好，去看看吧。再见美女。Bye bye. Yeah. And then we got I don't know, a car brand here. That's cool, right? Just selling cars in malls. That's really common here, especially for EVs. Just a bunch of different brands have their stores selling electronic vehicles in the mall. Get in the car. Can I take it for a test drive? Okay, I'm sorry. Ice cream? I like ice cream. Probably a little too much. Clothing store, cool. Fila, just randomly. Of course. Of course. This has been a really nice little walk. How long have I been recording for? Let's see. 39 minutes. Oh, cool. That means I've done a 39-minute exercise too. That's cool. Every little bit helps, right? Every little bit of effort. Every time I decide to not sit on the sofa doing nothing or watching YouTube, but instead get out and start moving around. Well, it seems like this end is not electronic stores and things like that anymore. Man, I wish I could find a synthesizer store in the mall, but there's absolutely no way. Absolutely no way. It's not a huge scene, like synthesizers and stuff. It's not a huge scene, not a big enough scene in China for there to be a lot of like dedicated stores that sell a wide range from guitars and pianos to synthesizers and stuff. The most I've seen is places like a Yamaha store, and of course they had a couple of Yamaha synthesizers, but most of the like keyboards that they had in there are just electronic or electric pianos, and not actually synthesizers. Yeah, it is what it is. Jeez, the glasses still are. They always do a terrible job of measuring my eyes or my prescription. So I come out of there with one eye being crystal clear and the other eye, which I usually is my dominant eye. My left eye is my dominant eye because my right eye is so blurry. So like when I'm not wearing glasses, most of the visual information is taken from my left eye. My brain uses it most. So when I put on glasses that make my right eye super clear and my left eye less clear than my right eye, it really makes my brain like stupid, just go mental. I just suddenly like I don't have as good balance and I don't have as good depth perception. It takes a while to get used to. But recently my wife took my daughter and I to get new glasses at a place that she always takes them, an actual eye hospital. And the glasses I have now are freaking awesome, man. They just look absolutely awesome. Here we go with another liminal, there I did it again, liminal space. I think it's because I'm like trying to, subliminal is more syllables. So my brain is like liminal when it's finished saying that. It doesn't feel like it's said it fully and it tries to add another syllable. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I'm not a psychologist. Anyway, it's been a really nice walk and a nice talk, and let me flip this around. It's been a nice walk, a nice talk, a nice introduction to a mall, a random mall in the outskirts of the city I live in. I hope that this is the first of many and that it's part of a trend of me choosing to do something instead of nothing more often. That's my crux right now. That's the cross that I'm bearing, or the challenge that I'm facing is trying to change from a person who lets the no voice get in the way of their ambitions. I think I could make a new video and then immediately my brain's like, what's the point? Who's going to watch it? Who's it for? Your channel's about music stuff. I am too used to having excuses for being inactive and indifferent and indecisive, and that is something that needs to change. So hey, if you've been here for this entire journey, this whole 43-minute journey today, I greatly appreciate it. And if you have heard anything useful or interesting or whatever, again, leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys have to think, or what you guys think about it or have to say about it. And that's it for now. So I'll see you guys next one. This is Keticus out.